But he was like, your milk will come in a few days. And I pumped and I pumped and I was able to get a drop, and that's about it. So we're formula feeding. And it's okay, because as long as she's fed, that's all that matters. So, but I did try to breastfeed first. Yeah, fed is best.
You thought you knew the whole story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the lies, the drama, the shocking twists. But what if I told you her most recent chapter might just be her most scandalous yet? From labor lies to family feuds and a past that just won't stay buried, Gypsy's world is spiraling. Grab your tea, because this story is messier than we ever imagined. And trust me, the truth is far darker than anyone could have guessed. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a name synonymous with deception, intrigue, and the infamous crime that rocked the world. We all remember how she orchestrated the murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, in what many saw as her desperate escape from a lifetime of abuse.
Gypsy had her baby, guys. Little baby Aurora was born, I think yesterday. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. Ken, however, did post on his Instagram a picture of the three and said, "Welcome to New Year with little baby Aurora." So congratulations, Gypsy and Ken. She's cute. From what I could see, she's so tiny. I think she was a little early. What do you guys think about everything?
Fast forward to today, Gypsy has seemingly turned a new leaf. Or has she? On December 28th, Gypsy announced the birth of her daughter, just a year after being released from prison. But instead of celebrating this milestone, the internet erupted in suspicion. Her family isn't holding back, accusing Gypsy of lying about her labor experience. And if you thought the internet sleuths would let this slide, think again. They're tearing apart her story, piece by piece, and what they've uncovered is downright jaw-dropping. Gypsy's re-entry into public life after her release was already a polarizing topic. Many expected her to take a low-profile path, focusing on rebuilding her life. Instead, her choices, particularly this dramatic baby announcement, have reignited public interest. But was this a genuine milestone or another elaborate performance from someone with a history of deceit? The lines between truth and fabrication have never been blurrier. Add to that her family's involvement, and it becomes a full-blown circus. Each member seems to have their own take on Gypsy's story, fueling the media storm. This isn't just about a new chapter.
I remember when I first became a mother. Now I have a lot of kids, I have 10 kids, but I remember my firstborn coming into this world, and it was almost like a natural high. I remember for the longest time, I was elated. I couldn't get over the love I felt for this little person. I couldn't get over like, wow, I made her. I'm somebody's mom.
It's about whether Gypsy can ever escape her past or if she's doomed to repeat it. It all started with a single post. Gypsy shared a seemingly innocent postpartum moment online, but instead of congratulations, the comments were filled with side eyes and skepticism. For someone who has always been in the spotlight, Gypsy's labor story was unusually silent. No paparazzi, no blurry hospital pics, no proud family posts.
That feeling to me was just, I'll never forget it. And for Gypsy Rose to not make a statement about her baby, but selfishly make a statement about how good she looks 6 days postpartum is exactly that. To me, that is completely selfish.
In fact, the only photo Gypsy shared showed her looking impossibly flawless, just days after supposedly giving birth. Fans immediately started piecing together a timeline. And let's just say, the math isn't mathing. How does someone go from barely showing a baby bump to bouncing back like nothing happened? The internet detectives were on it, comparing side-by-side photos of Gypsy's pregnant belly to her current one. The results? Eerily similar, as if the baby bump was never real to begin with. To make matters worse,
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has returned to TikTok just 7 days after having her baby, showing off her postpartum body and giving more details about the delivery.
there's been no official acknowledgement or clarification from Gypsy's camp. Her silence is only fueling the speculation, leaving her followers to dissect every detail. Did she avoid the hospital altogether to dodge attention? Or was there something else she was trying to hide? This lack of transparency is adding fuel to the fire, making her story appear even more dubious. Interestingly, her timing also raises questions. Why would someone so media-savvy avoid sharing the quintessential baby arrival photos? These moments are what usually dominate social feeds. Yet Gypsy opted for an entirely different narrative, one that's now being picked apart by her audience. Now, the theories swirling around are as wild as they are convincing. Some believe Gypsy faked the pregnancy entirely, while others think she's lying about the baby's birth date. One particularly juicy rumor claims she used a surrogate but wanted to play the miracle mom card for sympathy and attention. And let's not forget her family's accusations. Even they seem to think Gypsy's story has more holes than Swiss cheese. Take her stepmom, Christy, who has stood by Gypsy through thick and thin. Even she's struggling to keep up with Gypsy's ever-changing narratives. And then there's Julie, one of Gypsy's biggest supporters, who couldn't seem to keep her facts straight about the birth. First, it was a natural delivery. Then Gypsy mentioned an epidural. Which is it, Gypsy? These conflicting accounts are only making the situation messier. Fans are now digging into hospital records, past social media posts, and any shred of evidence that could point to the truth. And let's not forget the internet's tendency to spiral. Wild conspiracies about fake babies and secret adoptions are spreading like wildfire. What makes this even more intriguing is the sheer variety of theories being proposed. Some involve intricate timelines, while others suggest intentional manipulation to distract from other aspects of Gypsy's life. One thing is certain: the internet detectives won't stop until they've uncovered every detail. And if you thought the birth story was sus, wait until you hear about Gypsy's postpartum updates. Instead of sharing heartfelt moments with her newborn, Gypsy has been flaunting her snapback body online. In one video, she even lifted her tank top to show off her flat stomach. No sleepless nights, no emotional reflections, just body goals. Naturally, this raised even more eyebrows. For someone with a history of deception, this level of perfection seemed unbelievable. Internet sleuths pointed out how most new moms show some signs of childbirth, whether it's a leftover belly or sheer exhaustion. But Gypsy? She looks like she walked off a movie set. Coincidence? The internet thinks not. Moreover, fans noticed how curated her online presence has become. From carefully angled shots to overly polished captions, it's as if Gypsy is trying to present a picture-perfect narrative, but what's missing is the raw, real side of motherhood that most people can relate to. This disconnect is only making her story seem less credible. Adding to the skepticism is the absence of relatable struggles that most new moms face.
5 months later, this Gypsy is a little bit more wise, has a little bit more experience under her belt, and is still very hopeful for the future, regardless.
No mentions of sleepless nights, diaper changes, or even the emotional highs and lows of parenthood. Instead, Gypsy's posts seem laser-focused on her appearance, leaving her followers questioning her priorities. If you thought the drama ended there, think again. Gypsy's sister, Mia Blanchard, has had enough. The tension between these two has been brewing for years, but recent events have brought it to a boiling point. Mia, who recently graduated from nursing school, didn't even invite Gypsy to her ceremony. Why? According to sources, Mia didn't want her big day overshadowed by Gypsy's chaotic presence. The feud runs deeper than sibling rivalry.
It looks like Gypsy Rose Blanchard's sister Mia is now following in her big sister's footsteps. She's just announced on Instagram that she's undergone plastic surgery to have her nose and possibly her chin done as well.
Mia has reportedly struggled to find work in nursing, with some speculating that Gypsy's notorious reputation is partly to blame. Hospitals don't want the drama that comes with the Blanchard name, and Mia is paying the price. Meanwhile, Gypsy's jealousy of Mia's perfect life only fuels the fire. In past interviews, Gypsy has admitted to envying her sister's achievements, and it's clear the resentment hasn't faded. What makes this family dynamic even more heartbreaking is the lack of resolution in sight. Mia's professional struggles and Gypsy's controversial choices are driving an even bigger wedge between them. The question is, can this fractured family ever heal, or will the drama continue to escalate? Interestingly, the family's issues seem to stem from unresolved tensions that go beyond public scandals. With every new controversy, it's as though the Blanchards are reliving old wounds, further complicating their relationships. Whether they'll ever find peace remains a mystery. Gypsy's criminal history continues to haunt her, casting a shadow over every move she makes. While she claims she was manipulated by her then-boyfriend into planning her mother's murder, many, including her own family, aren't buying it. Her actions have left a permanent stain, not just on her life, but on her entire family's reputation. As Gypsy tries to rebuild her life, the question remains, has she truly changed? Or is she still the same person who orchestrated one of the most shocking crimes in recent history? Her family seems divided on the matter. with some standing by her and others distancing themselves entirely. And let's not forget the newborn caught in the middle of this chaos. Is Gypsy ready to be a mother, or is history doomed to repeat itself? Her story serves as a stark reminder that the past often has a way of creeping back in. No matter how much Gypsy might try to present herself as reformed, the doubts and mistrust surrounding her actions make it clear that her journey to redemption is far from over. What's particularly haunting is how Gypsy's past choices continue to impact her present. Every new controversy serves as a reminder of the lengths she once went to in order to control her narrative. Will she ever truly break free from this cycle, or is it too late? At the end of the day, Gypsy's story is a tangled web of lies, truths, and everything in between. Her ability to keep everyone guessing is either a stroke of genius or a recipe for disaster. Whether she's faking pregnancies, stirring up family drama, or rewriting her own narrative, one thing is clear. Gypsy Rose Blanchard knows how to stay in the spotlight. But here's the real question, loves. Is Gypsy a master manipulator, or is she simply a product of her tumultuous past? As new details emerge and the internet continues its investigation, we're left wondering if we'll ever get the full truth. One thing's for sure, the Blanchard family's saga is far from over, and we'll be here, sipping our tea, waiting for the next twist. Even more intriguing is the role the public plays in shaping Gypsy's narrative. Is the constant scrutiny justified, or are we all complicit in perpetuating the chaos? Either way, the world will be watching closely to see how this story unfolds. In the grander scheme, Gypsy's life is a case study on how public perception can either make or break someone. Whether she'll rise above the scrutiny or continue to unravel remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, we're all hooked. So, what do you think? Is Gypsy getting unfairly dragged? Or is she once again pulling the wool over everyone's eyes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest tea on your favorite celebs and influencers. Until next time, stay messy and stay tuned.